had a chance to hang around Terence. I don't want to be biased. I don't want to sound like I'm hating or I'm mad at anyone. So when I say certain things, I'm not taking shots at no fighter. I'm just saying, speaking from the heart.
Terence Crawford against Floyd Mayweather at 47.
Mayweather's a GOAT. Oh, absolutely. But Terence Crawford will whoop his...
Boxing is unpredictable. Even when the punches stop, the drama keeps rolling. Crawford beats Canelo, and instead of celebrating quietly, he throws subtle shots at Floyd, labeling him a runner and keeping the conversation alive.
Knock out Mayweather, what would be the outcome of that?
Man, listen, man. That's the GOAT. He one of the GOATs, man. Like, I have nothing but the utmost respect for Mayweather. You know, I would never compare myself.
Forget track and field at this point. Floyd might as well look for a Usain Bolt endorsement. And we all know Floyd's nature. Whenever someone else takes a spotlight, he's quick to remind everyone, don't forget about me. Like that uncle at a wedding who still brags about being the best dancer back in the day.
I like Canelo. This guy can do, he can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Cakewalk. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude.
Floyd's undefeated record deserves respect, no question. But if Bud's timing and switch hitting ever connect with that shoulder roll, it stops being a defense and starts looking like a weakness. Crawford doesn't just fight opponents, he studies them like a puzzle no one else can solve. And the truth is, Floyd knows it, which is exactly why he's fired up.
Tell you one more thing, man, Max. Seriously. If I could take a prime Terence Crawford, this is how much I believe in this kid, and a prime Floyd Mayweather, with all the tools that Terence Crawford has, I will pick Terence Crawford to beat a prime Mayweather.
Just when Floyd probably thought the noise was dying down, Max Kellerman and Tim Bradley poured gasoline on the fire. They debated Mayweather versus Crawford like it was a Supreme Court case. And Bradley didn't just share an opinion, he declared it, saying, I'm taking Crawford over prime Floyd, as casually as ordering lunch.
I disagree with that, Max, because I think Floyd at his best, because I think Floyd at his best was a better defensive fighter than Crawford's a better offensive fighter, but in those kind of matchups, I think defense usually beats the offense.
I don't, because Terence Crawford got more to bring.
Max tried to counter with the classic defense beats offense argument, but Bud isn't just offense. He's the full package. It's like arguing whether a shield can stop a tank. It looks strong until the tank starts moving. Hearing Bradley speak with that much confidence made people pay attention. When a decorated fighter says Crawford can crack Floyd's code, you listen.
Is also a master at distance. Terence Crawford has punching power to hurt Floyd Mayweather. We saw that in the Zab Judah fight now.
Yeah, Shane too.
Here's the key point. This wasn't some loud hot take for clicks. Bradley looked completely serious, clearly seeing proof in Bud's game that it's real, not hype. Max, meanwhile, clung to Floyd's legacy like it was the last lifeboat on the Titanic. And that's why debates like this hit different. We get front row seats to legends arguing over legends.
Shane in his prime. Do you think he fought him in his prime?
No.
Exactly.
And Zab wasn't quite a Shane-level fighter. That's true. Listen, it'd be a great match. It'd be a great matchup, no doubt. What you said about the other fighters who are avoiding him, those fighters are with Heyman in the PBC. But when you listen, and obviously you're not in a rush to throw your guy in with Terence Crawford if you can make money other.
And just when Max and Bradley had everyone bouncing between opinions, Shane Mosley dropped a bomb, saying Floyd's power at 154 felt comparable to Canelo's. Now pause for a second. Floyd isn't known for knocking people out. He's known for making elite fighters look ordinary. So if Sugar Shane says that, it shows Floyd hit harder than most people admit. Still, Crawford isn't walking into this blind.
But his power was really good. His power was actually it was the same speed and power as Canelo when I fought Canelo 154. Floyd is, Floyd's strong and he has good power, speed.
Bud thrives on calculated risk, pushing forward and testing defenses until he spots a flaw. That's what makes this matchup so intense. Floyd's shoulder roll isn't just a move, it's a system designed to break opponents down. But Crawford doesn't panic after missing counters. He adapts, switches stances, and fires right back. This isn't just IQ versus IQ, it's pride versus patience. One man protecting perfection, the other proving he could crack it.
Type that he wants to get in there and try and knock you out. Those guys are at the same age and say whatever. If Crawford did the same thing, Will that fight go the distance? That's a question we have to ask. Will it go the distance? Or will Crawford have stopped Floyd in that?
If it ever happened, every jab, feint, and adjustment would feel like watching history unfold live. Mosley made a fair point, but then Jim Lampley stepped in like boxing's professor and delivered a full lecture. He wasn't fantasizing, he was saying evolution matters. Floyd versus Crawford is a debate, not a fight we'll likely see. And that's what makes it exciting. Perfect defense versus unstoppable adaptability.
All-time great. Terence Crawford, I think, will turn out to be an all-time great. So it's a very hard fight to pick, and I think it would depend on at what moment in Mayweather's career and at what moment in Crawford.
What makes Lampley different is that he's not just defending Floyd or hyping Crawford. He's explaining evolution, how fighters grow, how confidence builds, how one trainer or one night can change everything. You can argue Crawford's counters versus Floyd's shoulder roll forever, but his message is clear. Boxing isn't frozen. Fighters adapt. And that's why fantasy matchmaking is dangerous. Still, admit it, if Crawford ever landed that switch stance setup on Floyd's shoulder roll, you'd be off the couch instantly.
I wouldn't want to pick that fight until I saw at what moment in their careers such a thing would take place. It's always dangerous to pick utterly hypothetical fights that are never going to take place except somewhere.
And just as Lampley had everyone thinking deeply, Carmelo Moton stepped in and dropped it like a Mike Floyd is always the GOAT. No hesitation, no debate. Pure respect. And that respect is deserved. But Crawford, he's at the throne room door, moving like he owns the place. Floyd's greatness is precision and that textbook shoulder roll, while Crawford's is controlled chaos, switching stances and breaking opponents down like a surgeon on a mission.
Of course, nobody will ever. I feel like Floyd will always be the greatest of all time. Things have to really line up just so perfectly to be able to do what Floyd did and be all those world champions back to back. So, it's really hard to.
When Moton calls Floyd untouchable, I hear it and respect it, but I also see Bud lurking. Because what if Crawford cracks the shoulder roll in 2025? That's the question keeping fans awake, imagining Bud against the untouchable Floyd. It's not just about skill, it's mindset. Crawford's hunger versus Floyd's legacy. That obsession to challenge history is real. Every feint, jab, and punch would be chess with fireworks attached.
Comparisons between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather. We've even had the conversation to go as far as who would win in a fight between Terence and Floyd. And I truly don't know the answer to that question.
I do.
You do?
Yes.
Yeah. Who would win that fight?
Floyd.
Floyd would win that
Yes,
fight.
sir. I
Floyd
love you, Terence.
Always figures it out.
Yeah,
He's a chess master.
Yeah, his IQ in
But
that
the
shit
funny
is
thing
crazy.
about it is Terence has been the only other guy that people can say.
Just when it felt like the Floyd versus Crawford mental chess match had settled, Greg Hackett stepped in and dropped the Canelo bomb. He claimed Bud operates on a different level than Floyd, and you can't ignore that. Hackett broke it down perfectly. It's not just speed or slick defense. It's timing, power, and control. Canelo experienced it firsthand. Bud moved with surgical precision, baiting openings and flipping momentum instantly. Floyd was lightning fast and untouchable, but Bud showed Canelo wasn't completely lost, just outmaneuvered. That distinction matters.
Almost 70 fights in current time. With all those big camps he's been doing and all that, trust me, it's on wear and tear there. I'm not making excuses for Canelo. I'm just saying, I do give Bud his credit, though, for beating Canelo. And Canelo understands I am a better fighter today than I was back then. But that's hard to say because Floyd, you know what I'm saying? I feel like Bud took maybe 20% of what Floyd did and added that to his.
Hackett also nailed the accomplishments argument. Crawford is now a 3-division undisputed champion, stacking belts like Tetris, while Floyd's legendary aura still looms over boxing. Both deserve respect, but they hit differently. But didn't just survive Canelo, he imposed himself. Floyd had speed, skill, and aura, but Bud brings hands, IQ, and the courage to challenge history. If Canelo sees it and Hackett explains it, this isn't noise. It's fuel for a debate that'll last years.
Floyd, Canelo was in middle school. He wasn't even, you know what I'm saying? Floyd, by that time, was already a Harvard graduate. You know what I'm saying? With Crawford, I felt like he maybe was saying, damn, I could have, if I would have threw this, or if I would have did that. So, I don't know, man. That's a tough discussion, to be honest, but I like with Bud.
After Hackett broke down Canelo's perspective, Eddie Hearn jumped in, half promoter, half honest fan. He admitted he thought Canelo might pull it off, then had to eat his words watching Crawford dominate. It was rough for Canelo, but incredible for Bud. Hearn kept it real. Crawford looked clinical and in control, and his resume finally matches the hype. But he warned this is a new Crawford era. Big money, selective fights. Once you're undisputed in 3 divisions, you pick the moments.
Amazing performance by Terence Crawford. Yeah, I'm gutted for Canelo, but I'm actually pleased that Crawford is getting the opportunity to show how great he is, because his resume hasn't really allowed that. Don't get me wrong, he's got some good wins, but he could have beaten so many more of the elite guys from his era. And now that was a big win for him. He's 38 years old. And that to do that at that stage was...
Then Eddie threw out a matchmaker's dream, Crawford versus Jaron Ennis. He called it one of the best fights in American boxing, saying Boots is no name to overlook. That's the kind of fight that could elevate Bud to all-time status or shock the entire sport. And Eddie's right, history requires the right money. Fans want it. And honestly, watching that chess match turn into chaos would be worth every second.
It's Jaron Ennis, for me, is the best fight in American boxing. But it needs to be a payday for Crawford that would get him interested, because Crawford knows how good Boots is. And I'm not saying that Crawford thinks he's going to lose to Boots, but he knows that is a real fight. But for me, Boots is...
All right, let's wrap it up. Terence Crawford has reshaped the boxing conversation. Floyd Mayweather's legacy remains untouchable, but Bud showed a new level of timing, IQ, and adaptability. He didn't just survive Canelo, he dominated him. Crawford versus Jaron Ennis could either cement his greatness or deliver one of the most thrilling fights in years. Drop your thoughts below. Could Bud beat Prime Floyd? Is Ennis the ultimate test? Like, share, and subscribe to Boxing Headquarters for more breakdowns and debates.